Good morning. Well, I'm Jeff White, and I serve on the Fellowship Board of Directors. And I want to say a big welcome to everybody here, whether you're online or you're on the site here with us. We're really glad to have you here today. We're doing some new things on Sunday morning, as I guess people have noticed. So we do have a service starting at 9 o'clock, 9 to 9:30. We have First Fellowship right here. And from 9:30 to 10:30, we have religious education and on-site coffee fellowship. And at 10:30, we have this full service. So for more details, please check with the fireside table. The welcome table in the fireside room, or look at the uufames.org. And we are a multi-generational congregation, which means that all ages are welcome here all the time. And so if you hear some sounds from our old ones or from our young ones, well, that's just part of being part of the group. And if you're new to us, you can get some more information by signing our virtual guest book, either by using the QR code in the bulletin or checking in at the welcome table. And if you're with us online, you can join our Zoom coffee hour after the service. So please go to the uufames.org website and click on the button to join. It's on that first page. And if you're here in person, we can have more conversation after the service. But next week, please come back before this service for coffee, treats, and talk. And we have a few announcements. Well, we all know the power and joy of voices joining together raised in song. A community song circle is starting up here on Tuesday, March 10th, and will continue every second Tuesday in the months to come. This is from 6 to 7:30 p.m. right here in Fellowship Hall, and everybody is welcome. If you're newer to the fellowship and would like to explore more and meet other newcomers, we have a Pathway to Membership session coming up on Saturday, March 7th, and it's not too late to sign up for it. Stop by the welcome table and chat with Amanda before you leave. Or, if you're newer and really not quite ready for the Pathway session, look for Reverend Kelli a few minutes after next week's service for some Meet the Minister time right here in Fellowship Hall. Somewhere. She'll be around somewhere. Chase her down. She'll have this intentional yet casual time set aside every second Sunday of the month for moving forward. And lastly, the board is hosting our second Dance and Drive for Joy event on Saturday, March 28th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. We're having local band Mango Soul back, and we'll collect hygiene products for other local organizations. Mark your calendars and plan to join us for a great evening. Thanks for being with us today.
Sadly, Madison Mayfield is not feeling well today. So we will adapt and move on. The words of Beverly and David Bumbaugh call us into fellowship today. Our church exists to proclaim the gospel that each human being is infinitely precious, that the meaning of our lives lies hidden in our interactions with each other. We wish to be a congregation where we encounter each other with wonder, appreciation, and expectation, where we call out of each other strengths, wisdom, and compassion that we never knew we had. So come, let us gather in fellowship. Let's say these words of Dag Hammarskjöld as we light our chalices here in Fellowship Hall and wherever you are. Each morning, we must hold out the chalice of our being to receive, to carry, and to give back. Thank you. Please, let us rise in body and spirit, singing hymn number 34, Though I May Speak with Bravest Fire.
Guess what? The blue carpets are back. At least for today. Do we have young ones, or even older ones? I see you, young ones. Thank you for knowing the cue. Anybody who'd like to come up and share a little conversation? Yay! Hi. Oh, yes. I love this young one. Come on. You can come right up. Hey. Come on. Anybody can come anytime. Excellent. Let's make space for people to come in. Let's make space for people to come in. More is more. Have you missed the blue carpets?
Yes.
Me too. Me too. So we thought we would do this today, and after we get done, we're just going to go back to our seats with our grown-ups. We're not going to go out because you've already had religious education, right? So today we are talking about big words, except they're kind of small words. But they're big ideas. We're talking about faith and belief. Now, here's a question that I want to ask you. What is something that once upon a time you really, really loved, but you don't love so much anymore? Something that you really, really loved, but now you don't love so much anymore. For me, it was hot chocolate and staying up late. Come on. Hot chocolate and staying up late. I used to really love to drink some hot chocolate late at night. But I found out I couldn't do it. I don't love it anymore. One, it gives me a headache. And two, hot chocolate keeps me from falling asleep. And three, if I stay up late, I feel lousy the next day. So I might like it a little bit, but I don't feel good after, so I don't love it anymore. Is there something that you used to like that you don't like anymore? You don't know? You want to think about it a minute? Okay. Something you used to like that you don't like anymore?
Unicorns.
Unicorns. You used to like unicorns and now you don't? Clara, what happened? Not as much. Did you kind of outgrow unicorns? Maybe a little bit? You don't dislike them, right? I mean, like, it was not a unicorn who offended you for some reason. Is that right?
Unicorns are not real.
Because unicorns, what? This is a whole nother conversation. I just heard unicorns are not real. This gets into faith. But Not so much. They're not your favorite, they're not your go-to special magical animal now. Do you have a different one that is your go-to now?
Cats.
Oh, cats. Thank you. Magical and real. Yes. Something else that maybe you liked one time but you don't like very much now.
I like staying up late until 9.
Until 9. And do you still like staying up late?
No,
How come?
I don't know.
You don't know. But your rhythm just changed a little and you like to go to bed a little earlier. Yeah. How about you?
I used to like falling asleep early because then I thought I would wake up early, but it didn't actually work. I had to stay up a little late because I fall asleep.
So it's again about a sleep time. You needed to stay a little bit later so that you could stay asleep longer. Did I get that right? What about you, Kyle?
I completely forgot what I was gonna say.
It is so fine. That happens to me sometimes. If we forget what we have to say. So what's the point of this question? What is the point of things that we used to like a lot and we don't anymore? The point is we get to change our minds. The point is that we get to change our minds. And maybe once upon a time, unicorns were really special. And then maybe they're not now, but then maybe later they become special again. Or maybe we have a bedtime that we like, or something that we like to eat, or a friend that we like, but something happens and we can change our minds. That's the thing about beliefs. I believe something, but I can change my mind about it. Faith is a different thing. It's what we believe, what we think will happen, what we trust will happen. I have faith in the love of my family. I see it all the time, and what I really think is if something bad happens, my family will be there with me and I won't have to do it alone. Do any of you feel that way? If something bad happens, that your family or your friends will be there with you? Like, we can't know every bad or good thing that's going to happen, right? Bad and good things happen all the time, right? We fall down, skin our knees, a friend moves away, all of a sudden, I don't know, hot chocolate makes your tummy feel bad. But the people that we love will be there for us no matter what. What were you going to say, Georgia?
This morning when I was playing with my Legos, one of the Lego candles disappeared out of nowhere.
One of your Lego candles disappeared out of nowhere. And were you upset about that?
Yeah. It's like it was just in front.
Like it was just there and then you couldn't find it. That never happens. The reason that we're laughing is because everybody has had that. If you were upset, did one of your adults, one of your parents, help you feel better? Yeah. Yeah. That's what we have, is people to love us, to help us feel better. Yes?
Well, I used to live always when I was a baby, but now I don't.
Did you say you used to love olives when you were a baby, but now you don't? Do you know what my husband says about olives? He says that they're just fine, but they taste just like olives. I think that's the story for today. You like olives so much you made nachos. Excellent, with olives on them. Do you think we should tell a knock-knock joke? Knock-knock. Olive. What do you say? I love you. Okay, that's what we have faith in. We have faith in our love for each other. It carries us through. And no matter what happens, we can rely on each other. And that's our story and our conversation for today. So while Amber plays a little bit of music, you're going to go back to your seats. You're going to go back to your grown-ups, okay? All right. Nice job. Nice job. one never knows what will happen, does one? What we do know is that each week when we gather, we give half of our non-pledge offering out to organizations in the world that align with our values. The other half stays here to contribute to our programming of this vital and growing congregation. It is my big joy to announce that this month we are giving half of our non-pledge offering to the Interfaith Alliance of Iowa. Y'all, in this legislative session, I do not know what I would do without the Interfaith Alliance of Iowa. Their weekly legislative update is the place that I go. Comes to me every Friday, and I put it in my newsletter for y'all, the link to it, that tells me what are the bills that progressive people of faith are looking at, whether it's anti-trans bills, LGBTQIA+ bills, bills having to do with reproductive freedom, bills having to do with civil rights, civil liberties, all other kinds of things. They have got their eyes on it. I can't say enough about how this organization works, and throughout the year, not just on the during the legislative session, they are having a lot of programming, both in the Des Moines area and in the Cedar Rapids, Iowa City area, that's always available online, that is teaching us about Christian nationalism, about authoritarianism, helping us see who our allies are in this work. So they empower us to be more engaged, and they give us the tools to do it. It's a multi-faith and no-faith organization, and it's statewide. And I am happy to say that I sit on their board. As always, we'll pass the baskets here in Fellowship Hall, but alternatively, for those of you at home or here with a cell phone, you can always go to uufames.org/give to make your contribution today or any day. And if you're visiting with us today, please know that your presence is gift enough. Adrienne Marie Brown, a writer and activist and progressive thinker, says, "Things are not getting worse. Things are getting uncovered. Our job is to hold each other close and continue to pull back the veil. Things are not getting worse. Things are getting uncovered. Our job is to hold each other close and continue to pull back the veil." Each week, we take specific time in our service to hold each other close and to continue to pull back the veil. We share our joys and our sorrows. We share the tender spots in our lives, knowing
that we cannot hold it alone, that we have to hold it together, that isolation is the opposite of congregation. And to be in congregation means that we allow ourselves to be known and we seek to know each other. This week, we hold particularly in our hearts the people of Iran, the people of Gaza, the people of Ukraine, the people in harm's way from authoritarianism, both here and the United States and everywhere around the world. We hold close people who are fearful of leaving their homes for work, for doctor's appointments, to be with their communities, people who are fearful to be their full selves in public because of their expressions of sexuality. And we say, as a people, that those who would cause that fear are wrong. Fear is what it is. People are allowed to feel what they should. But we work for a world where no one should feel that fear. Closer to the fellowship, we hold two families in our hearts who have experienced loss in the last several days. Longtime member Rod Brink died on February 22nd, and we offer our love to Nancy and Joyce and all the family. And former member Dan Janes died on February 19th, also after a long illness. And we offer love to Margaret and to the rest of Dan's family as well. You'll hear more in coming newsletters and announcements about memorial services for those folks. Let's take a few moments of quiet to share this space that we make holy by our presence and lift into it the names of individuals or groups of people that you are holding particularly on your hearts today. And please repeat them if I have said them before. You name it too.
Bill Fine, Vicky Fine,
Sophia.
the people of Iran,
For all that is named and all that is unnamed, we practice this opening of our hearts. We practice expanding our compassion and empathy and know that we cannot hold it alone. We're going to sing a song today that's got a little call and response. Ben is going to help me with this. This is another one of those songs that we've been hearing on social media that have come out of Minneapolis, and not unlike the kind of songs that might be sung in a song circle. We're going to sing this first line 2 times. I sing first, you'll sing the echo, and then we sing the last 2 lines together. And so let us practice it once. We are here.
we are here
With our neighbor.
with our neighbor,
And
a love for each other
will
will carry us through. Yes, our love for each other will carry us through.
If you hear some harmony coming in your ears, please follow that harmony. Please bring those layers in. Let's sing that line again, and then we'll go on to the next 2. Prayerfully. We are here.
We are here
With our neighbor.
with our neighbor, and our love for each other
Connie Goodbread wrote, "May we, in times of despair, find hope. May we, in times of chaos, find clarity. May we, in times of hatred, find love. May we, in times of fear, find joy. Choosing joy is an act of loving defiance. Choosing love is an act of loving defiance. Choosing clarity is an act of loving defiance. And choosing hope is an act of loving defiance. May we know the love that holds us and surrounds us. May we know that we are part of that greater love. May we never succumb to divisions meant to isolate us, oppress us, and leave us hopeless. May we always draw the circle ever wider.
It used to be said sometimes among Unitarian Universalists, though I don't hear it so often anymore, that we could believe anything we wanted. Sometimes that was what youth would say in their credo statements, their "this I believe" statements. Well, we can believe anything we want. That always struck me a little funny. I always thought that didn't quite ring true. I don't think that is true. We coalesce around some values, the values of our interdependence, our inherent worth and dignity, around the values we have in JETPIG. Let's name them. J.
Justice,
E.
equity,
T.
information,
P.
pluralism,
I.
interdependence,
G.
generosity, and love.
And love at the center. So we could believe any number of things. You could be a practicing Buddhist. You could be practicing as someone of the Jewish faith. You could be practicing as a Muslim. You could be practicing as an agnostic or an atheist. You can believe or not believe many things, but we coalesce around some values. And if your belief system doesn't lead you to those values, then we are probably not a good fit. And so I'm doing this series, on churchy words, right? We are a different breed of cat. Unitarian Universalists, we're just a different breed of cat. But these churchy words are kind of out in the ether, right? We hear them. We live in a society that lifts up sometimes words like spirituality and prayer and faith and belief and God and worship. And there's maybe one more I'm talking about, I can't remember. But today is faith and belief. And so faith and belief may mean something quite specific if you're in a Christian context or a Jewish context or an Islamic context or a Buddhist context or Hindu, any number of other faith traditions. What do they mean to us as Unitarian Universalists, particularly faith, if we take the supernatural piece out of it, as many of us do? That's the question. So I think that faith and belief are pretty closely aligned, but they're not exactly the same. And I've spent some time this week trying to tease them apart. And here's my example of the way that it makes the most sense to me. This is my test strip. I have faith in the scientific method, and I believe the results of science. The scientific method is sooner or later going to show me some result of science that is different than I originally believed. So it's easier for me to change my belief in the result of an experiment or the next experiment that proved it wrong. But I have faith in the process. Does that make sense? I think this is the way that I've kind of gotten it in my head, how beliefs are easier to change, but losing faith or having a crisis of faith is harder, as many of you know. Once upon a time, I thought that Teflon was a great tool to use to fry an egg. I believed that thing that had been approved by science, scientists gave us those Teflon pans and said that's a good way to fry an egg, and I thought that was just fine, and I fried plenty of eggs on Teflon. Now, I don't believe that is true anymore. Further testing showed us that that was incorrect, and now, I don't know, what do I have, carbon steel? I don't know. I have some fancy pan with a title I can't even remember. Iodized, I don't know. But it's a good pan and it flips an egg, right? That's key. So beliefs are important to us. And I don't want to be too hierarchical about it, but I think faith has more of a weight than belief. So some of you have heard me tell this story before. You know I grew up in a fundamentalist religion. And I had kind of left the church a little bit, but there are two incidents that I think relate to this for me. I'd kind of fallen away from the church, but I hadn't given it up altogether, and I was living in Dallas, and one Sunday I thought, all right, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go to that nearby church, and it was in the same denomination, Church of Christ. We were to the right of the Baptists. And I thought, I'll go. It was a pretty church. It was close by. And on that particular Sunday, they were installing 50 male deacons. Now, these may have been fine men, and they may have deserved that honor just as well as anybody, but there were no women as a part of it. And I thought, well, that doesn't feel right. I don't think that's for me. That's not a value that I can align with. But maybe it was a bad day. I just know I'm not going back. It just wasn't the thing that I was going back. So, fine, I let it alone for a while. But when I was in an anthropology course later in college, and I was studying the human fossil record, we've got that book, and I can see it in my mind, looking at that human fossil, and I had this thought in my head, and it seems so naive now. If there were that many human-like creatures over the course of time, heaven, as a place with pearly gates and streets of gold, heaven must be really crowded. And in that moment, there was a crack that went right up through the belief system that I had been given, and it all fell away. It wasn't exactly a crisis of faith, it was a dissolution of faith. It would no longer hold up my ideals or my values. It wasn't the thing that was going to work for me anymore. And so I was without it for a while, and then finally, some 25 years later, I found Unitarian Universalism. Some wise person said, oh, try that church. And I went, and I didn't have to translate what I heard from the pulpit. And I saw people working together, and it was less about an affirmation of a dogma or a doctrine or a creed, and it was more about who will we be in the world? How will we do this together in the world? And beliefs almost didn't matter. I think that's why some people say we can believe whatever we want to believe. No, we will affirm together these values. We will be in covenant together around a set of values. And how do our beliefs, our individual beliefs, point us toward action? I have had a belief, a faith, I think, in something that I had never seen. The Apostle Paul was quoted as saying, we don't think he really wrote the book of Hebrews, but he was quoted as saying, faith is the substance of things not seen. Let me get this quote right. One of you is going to have it. Derek, you got that quote? I don't have that quote. Okay, all right, it's in here. I know what you're talking about. Yep. It is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, the assurance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. I had this faith in that construction, in what it means to be community working in the world. Community that is trying to make a difference, that is coming together to overcome challenges. And there are places in the world we have seen this many times. But there's something that happened in Minneapolis that has been such a boost to my faith, my belief in what we are doing here, caring about each other, caring in the same ways for common values, believing that if we sing together, that if we share food together, that if we take food together, that if we give people rides to school or wait at the bus stop with children, that if we show up for each other, that if we stand on corners at night, do a neighborhood watch, that it actually, truly, really makes a difference. That this love at the center is not anemic. Oh, love at the center, that's nice. It's real. It's real. And I think Minneapolis and the Twin Cities in general and the outlying suburbs and Mankato and Rochester are showing us that. I think that's real. And we didn't back down. I think the people of Ukraine have a faith in being together. And 4 years later, they have not backed down. I think we see these stories and are moved by these stories in many places. And what's powerful to me is this faith in the collective, not in one charismatic leader, but in a collective of people who are coming together to say, we believe in a different kind of values, and here in our town, we will stand up for that. We are here with our neighbors, and our love for each other will carry us through. And our love for each other will carry us through. There are groups of people who are trying to put together these structures that they had in Minneapolis. There's several people in this room are a part of the Ames Central Organizing Network. Who's been at the Ames Central Organizing Network meetings? Right, a few of us. So keep your hands up, would you? I've just put you on the spot. But if you want to know more, would you reach out to Sue or Amy or Dennis or me or Jenny? If you want to know more, I saw you, Sue. Yeah. What is it that our belief spurs us to do? I think that is the collective question. If our beliefs are just some interior theology, well, I think, but I am not, and I think that so-and-so, so-and-so, but I've read all the evidence, and I've taken apart the scriptures and what I believe. Well, it may be interesting conversation, but what do we do with it? What do we do with it? How do we act out of our beliefs? What is our faith calling us to? That, to me, is a much more interesting question than whether or not you believe there is or isn't a God. Fine. Yes, no, it's fine. What is it calling to you? What difference does it make? What difference does our faith make in this city, in this state, in this country? Not always because we believe we will win. I think we're in for difficult times. I believe it. I think we're in for difficult times. And our love for each other will carry us through. I think whatever structures fall away, we show up here for each other. Oh, I just thought the loveliest thing this morning, I really noticed it today, is our coffee hour in between, in the interval. You just look so lovely sitting around, having kind of slow, deep conversations. You had time to develop thoughts, I think. You weren't rushing over to get a treat because you had to get it real quick and get in here and, or you had to get out to go somewhere else. This is all a part of building how we will be together for whatever may come. I have a question that I want to ask you. And first, I want to say to our folks online, you're welcome to type in any words into the chat, but what might be more interesting is to kind of hold your response and join in the coffee hour after the service. You'll go back over to the website and click on the Zoom coffee hour that's after the service. And here in the room, I want to ask you one of two questions. You can answer which one you want. Have you had a crisis of faith? Have you had a crisis of faith, and how did you navigate it? And what is something you have faith in? What is something you really put your faith in? Amy's going to bring the microphone around, and we have a few minutes to hear each other in this. Have you had a crisis of faith, and how did you or are you navigating it? And or what is something you really put your faith in?
I have faith in the process that led to my doing those paintings on the back wall.
The process that led to these exquisite paintings that Dennis has shared with us. And Dennis, we know that your process really has to do with left brain, right brain, and thinking about how the analytical and the creative parts of ourselves respond in creativity. Yeah, thank you. And thank you for sharing that with us. And by the way, thank you to the gallery committee and the other artists who have shared your work here. Fred?
They got another back there, sorry. I have faith in the courage and resilience of women through the ages.
Thank you, Susan. Thank you.
A few years ago, I had a crisis of faith. I was brought up in a fundamentalist Christian home and remained fundamentalist until just a few years ago. Rev Kelli knows all about that. She and I have spoken at length at that. And I have faith through a number of stumbling blocks and successes in my life, in myself, in my ability to work through things eventually. It may not be bump-free, it may not be smooth, but I'll get there.
Thank you, Derek. Thank you. I think that's some faith in time. In time. Process. In process.
I don't think I had a crisis, but kind of things flaking off, I would say, over the years. And I was in the Peace Corps in Pakistan, and I thought, all of these people, just because they live here instead of somewhere else, are not going to be doomed to hell. That's just not what I believe.
Thank you. Because they practiced a different religion than the one you might have been taught, right? Is that why they might have been doomed to hell? Yeah, thank you. Yep, because some people thought that. Up here, Bob. Thanks, Jenny.
The very first day I came into this building, my dear friend Roger Berger spoke to me in the lobby or the fireplace room, and I said, Roger, what brings you here? And he said, I do not believe in the supernatural. And that was an epiphany to me in terms of faith and belief.
That's interesting, to be with a group of people where you could be that out loud. How long ago was that, Bob? 15 years ago? Yep, thank you. Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of us have probably had crisis of religious faith if we're Unitarian. Unless we grew up in a Unitarian church, at some point we had to throw something away in order to be here. But right now I'm having a real crisis of faith kind of in, humanity and in who we are as Americans, and is the system going to be strong enough? Are we going to be strong enough? And that people maybe aren't as good as I had hoped that we'd be, disappointment about that stuff. And I know a lot of people going through that, of course.
Yeah. Thank you, Marcia. And I think were there any that were on the chat online?
There was one.
Yep. I'm going to come back to what Marcia said.
There was one comment in the YouTube chat that they have faith in a greater love than my own and our ability to come together to express that love as a community throughout the world.
Beautiful, beautiful. And a greater love than just my own, and that we can come together. That's beautiful. Ben, you had one? We'll let this be the last one.
So in certain dogmatic faiths, there was the feeling that whatever was said from the pulpit, I had to either accept or get out. And what I love here is that some days may resonate, some days I may completely disagree with whatever is said, and you come back anyway. And I have faith that we all are strong enough to hear such differences and stay together.
Yes. Oh, thank you. We call this is a philosophy that we have. We're going to let that be the last one, but please let's continue the conversation. We call this freedom of the pulpit and freedom of the pew. Freedom of the pulpit, I can say what I feel called to say, and freedom of the pew, you can believe or not believe what you want to. Yes, that is a difference from some other places. I want to return to Marcia's thought about, somehow I hoped we were better than we were. I want to believe with Anne Frank that people are still basically good. After everything, that people are still basically good. And look around you. People, these are people, still basically good. But I think many of us are losing faith in the structures of democracy to lead us to the world that we want to be. And that will be a huge crisis of faith. I've not lost it yet. Here on the cusp of the 250th birthday of the founding document, of the birth certificate of the country, we are still working as people in the democracy, acting on our beliefs and our faith in this structure. We are not alone. Some 60% of people in high-income countries around the world, including the United States, are disappointed in the effects of their democracies. We are not alone. We happen to be the oldest surviving democracy, and we got work to do. My invitation to us is to sing when we think of the words of the song, to, in times of despair, find hope, and in times of chaos, find clarity, in times of hatred, find love, and in times of fear, find joy. That choosing joy is an act. Our beliefs lead us to act on loving defiance. May we know the love that holds us and surrounds us, and that we are part of the greater love. And may we never succumb to the divisions that are meant to isolate us and oppress us and leave us hopeless. May we always have faith that we can draw the circle wide. Blessed be, and amen.
Please rise and bow your spirit as we sing hymn number 1014 in the Teal Book, Answering the Call of Love. Let us extinguish all of our chalices, here and those with our friends online, by saying together, "We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again."
As always, we close our service with gratitude. Amber, thank you for doing extra yeoman service today. Thank you. to our facilitators, Ben Willeen and Amy Slagle, to our tech team, Stephanie Beaver and Titus Klinge, to all the greeters and the coffee servers and the treat bringers and the religious education teachers and the greeters and the cleanup crew, everybody who works together to make Sunday morning happen. I meant to say this earlier during Joys and Sorrows, and I left it out. Today, the first Sunday of the month, as always, we'll hold our service of silent witness downstairs in room 3. Suze and Harper, you're leading today. And if you want a quieter, intimate space to talk about the passages in your lives or what you're particularly celebrating or grieving, please come to that special service there. Remember, chaos is the agenda. The oligarchs have no strategic outcome in mind other than keeping us disoriented and divided so that they can continue to wield power and line their pockets. As more and more of us see through their smoke and mirrors, they will flail more and more wildly, and more people will get hurt. These are the words of Reverend Andy Bryan. Rest, reorient, reconnect, and then get back at it. Resistance looks like the creation of community fueled by hope and unified by a desire for the work of the common good. May you be blessed, and may you be a blessing as you go in peace. Amber, play us out.